Here is a list of equipment needed for a full O-ring replacement. We recommend purchasing genuine Tackwise parts to avoid tool malfunction. Always ensure you take the necessary safety precautions before starting. We recommend wearing safety goggles, gloves, and facing the tool away from your face at all times. Always disconnect the tool from the airline and make sure all fasteners have been removed before making any repairs. Prepare your work area by laying out all of the O-rings on your work surface. To begin, remove the cylinder cap by removing the 4 Allen bolts and protectors with the 5mm Allen key. Store safely in a dish to the side of your workspace. Remove the head valve from the cylinder cap. Remove the piston stop and spring. Use the hook or chosen tool to carefully remove the O-rings on the head valve one at a time. Match with the correct size and replace, ensuring each new O-ring is correctly placed into position. Take care not to damage the O-rings here. If damaged, do not use, as this may cause the tool to malfunction. Lightly oil. Reassemble the spring and piston stop into the head valve. Reassemble the head valve into the cylinder cap. Remove the gasket. Remove the cylinder, cylinder seal, cylinder ring, 2 bumpers and piston assembly. To remove the cylinder ring, you'll need to remove the thickest O-ring from the cylinder first. Remove the cylinder ring. Use the hook or chosen tool to carefully remove the remaining O-rings on the cylinder one at a time. Match with the correct size and replace, ensuring each new O-ring is correctly placed into position. Lightly oil. Remove and replace the O-rings on the cylinder ring. Lightly oil and reassemble the cylinder ring onto the cylinder, ensuring the smooth side is facing upwards. Match the thickest O-ring that you removed earlier with the correct size and carefully reassemble onto the cylinder. Replace the piston assembly with a new one. Lightly oil. And reassemble into the cylinder. Reassemble bumper A followed by bumper B into the cylinder, after carefully inspecting for wear and tear. If you see any signs of damage, such as tears or cracks, replace the bumpers, as this may cause the tool to malfunction. Leave the items safely to one side of your workspace. Use your punch and hammer to carefully remove the 2 pins that hold the trigger in place. Remove the trigger and store safely in a dish to the side of your workspace. Remove the 2 pins that hold the complete trigger in place. Store safely in a dish to the side of your workspace. To release the complete trigger, you'll need to go in through the top of the tool to push the parts downwards. The parts will release where the trigger usually sits. Carefully dismantle the complete trigger. Remove and replace the O-rings on the valve guide, trigger valve head and trigger valve stem. Reassemble by placing the trigger valve head, spring and trigger valve stem into the valve guide. Click the trigger valve guide into position. Reassemble into the tool and secure by reassembling the 2 spring pins. Always ensure the shortest spring pin is inserted into the hole closest to the handle. Reassemble the trigger using the punch to hold it in place while knocking in the remaining pin. Carefully guide the cylinder and connecting parts back into the main body of the tool, ensuring the arrow on the cylinder ring is lined up with the trigger. Reassemble the cylinder seal onto the cylinder. Reassemble the gasket and cylinder cap, using your Allen key to tighten each of the 4 Allen bolts a little at a time. Remove the magazine and contact arm cover by unscrewing the bolts at the front and the back of the tool. Use the circlip pliers to remove the retaining ring and cover, taking care of the spring behind it. Remove the bumper. Store safely in a dish to the side of your workspace. Turn the tool on its side and remove the rubber washer and pin. Remove the feeder spring and feed hook. Remove the piston. If any O-rings from the piston have got stuck in the nose piece, remove them. Remove and replace the rest of the O-rings on the piston. Lightly oil. Reassemble the piston, feed hook, and feeder spring, ensuring the legs of the feeder spring line up with the grooves of the feed hook. Reassemble the pin and rubber washer. Reassemble the bumper, spring, cover and retaining ring using your circlip pliers to carefully click the parts into position. Take care here. Reassemble the magazine and contact arm cover, ensuring the shortest bolt is inserted into the hole at the back of the tool and the bolt cap is the same side as the safety cover. Always test the tool before use to ensure the trigger mechanism works in accordance with the manual.